Okay, so I'll be going over the same things I usually do. Um, Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, and then we'll jump into, some charts that you guys recommend, and we'll go from there. Evade those taxes, crazy. I know, as an accountant, I'm saying that, crazy. Good thing that I'm anonymous and the IRS doesn't know who I am. Let's start with Bitcoin. All right. So spot play filled to a T. Like I literally could not get. I front ran this a little bit. I said 64, 810. Now let me tell you guys a little secret going into an uptrend. If you guys weren't around last bull run, right? The first thing I want to tell you guys is when you guys are setting up your levels and your charts, go ahead and front run them. It depends on the coin, right? So, like for example, you're not gonna front run Bitcoin by $500, right? Like for example, on WIF, if let's say your level was 2.069, go ahead and front run it by 0.001. The reason for that is because everyone is looking at the same levels that you are, right? So if we're the reason I got this level was because it was previously resistance, okay, and then we broke down from it, we broke out, and it became an SR. So it was a very important level to flip. And when I give my levels in my channel, I'm always going to front run them by a few dollars. And if you guys are taking analysts trades, you have to keep in mind that some of these analysts are in a lot of different servers. So whether let's say Unity has like 1,000 members, 1,000 paid members, there are free servers that or telegrams that these analysts are in that are having many thousands of followers. So getting the same level every single time is going to be impossible. So whether an analyst gives a level, front run those levels just a little bit. Just a little tip, right? So the most important level in all of Bitcoin currently is this 67.2 to 5K level. All right. You're gonna be hearing some barking in the background. It's my dogs, but um, from our buy point, we are up around 3.2%. Okay. I'm gonna go to a perp chart really quickly. Okay. And I gave this analysis a little bit ago, I guess, on my channel. But let's take a look at this broken down and me live. Okay, so the first thing I do not want to take credit for, this is Credible Crypto's analysis, is these little highs here. Okay, so once we made the high, we failed to break through. Again, we made the high, we had a SFP, swing failure, we failed to break through. We made a high, another SFP, right? Failed to break through. High, SFP yesterday. Are we failing to break through this time again? Now the daily candle has not closed. These are all dailies, okay? So this daily was in a bearish order block here, all right? So we actually took about 50% of that liquidity. If we close back below, if we close this daily red, not like this, but like a red doji. Let's say we open the candle right here, right? If we close, let's say around 65 or below 66K, this becomes a doji candle. 66K most likely an indecision candle, but if we close below 66K to 65K, this signifies to me weakness and 1, 2, 3, this is the fourth time into very strong resistance. It's going to take a few tries to break through. So what do I think is going to happen? For us, first of all, for us to go higher, we need to break above and flip this to support. All right. Let's quickly, for those that are new here, what does a flip mean? A flip means a close above resistance. So if this is our resistance here, a close above resistance, so rejections. Here's the close above, and then we have that pending retest. Okay, so here was that retest. We closed above. We have flipped this into support. So once that had happened, this would have been your play, roughly. Okay, and then you got about a 6 to 7% move. All right. We have not flipped anything. So here's the breakout, here's the retest, but look, we closed like basically on, or we opened right here, right? So we need to close above, have that pending retest, successfully retest above, open above, and then you have a successful retest at least, all right? So this is currently not a flip right now, all right? And even if we close above here, above the highs, I still would not consider that a decent or a good close, all right? Um, little play on words there. But we need to get above 67.2, okay? And hold and retest. So this could take some time to happen. If that happens, I can't give a stop loss placement, but if we are able to flip it, most likely, okay, you're going to be targeting the highs, and your stop will be below today's low, and then you're basically targeting the highs first, okay? If we are to go down from here, there are 2 points that I'm looking at, okay? One, and I mentioned this in my post, is this demand zone / order block here around 63. Again, we're going to front run this. Everyone is looking at this same exact level. This is also a level of pending retest. Okay, so although this level is given here, tight stop loss is going to be a little bit tighter, but I'll tell you why this is wide. So most likely your entry will be around 63.4 to 5. Okay, front run by about $70, and then you're going to be targeting the highs. All right, but the reason why I have this stop loss below this low is because we have support here as well, 60K. Okay, if we honestly go below 60K and turn this into resistance, then this will be a final sweep, in my opinion, of these lows here. Okay, actually, these lows here. Okay, if we get below 60K again, I have 100% no doubt we are going to run these lows and then go back up. But we are above that. We are well above that. It was our previous range low level, and right now it is support. So the reason why I have this wide is because even if we come back down here, right, at that point it's going to lower your average somewhere there. But then you have a nice stop with a higher R to R, and we go from there. Okay. Now, heading into elections, right? Elections is next month. I've said this loud and proud before. I don't care who wins. Actually, I do care who wins. I don't think who wins is going to have a major effect on the market. What do I mean by that? Trump wins, market still goes up. Kamala wins, market will still go up. All right. Both of these retards are literally non-crypto. They can say though, like Kamala came out with a statement yesterday saying crypto for black people. That's because she's trying to get black voters. All right. None of these candidates actually care about crypto or are going to influence the price of crypto. All right. There are a lot of economical factors that are going to matter when we're talking about crypto, indices, whatever. And if anything, these candidates are going to affect the stock market, which in fact does end up, having crypto prices being affected. But crypto is going to go up until, certain levels are lost. Okay, and we're still in a macro uptrend. Now I'm going to go to another chart really quickly. Not this one. Let's look at Bitcoin. So I spoke about this with XT privately somewhere else, and I discussed why when we were down here, actually it was around here, 62K, why I didn't think this move up was anything special. Okay, and those reasons, verbatim, right, are these here. One, this move up here, okay, it was not impulsive like this. Right? What do I mean by that? We had a bull flag here under 52K. If I go to the weekly, okay, here is your 52K level. Okay, very, very strong resistance. Right? We had this break up with strong power. If I go back to the daily, you will see this did not slow down for 3 days. Okay, so there was no impulse strength on this breakout. All right, same thing here, right? Yes, we have a grinding move up, but we didn't have this impulse move up. Okay, none of these moves from here were impulsive. Okay, however, this may change here. If we continue to put up these type of candles and break above 67.2K, I am inclined to say that the bottom is in. Okay, one sec. All right, so this is our boss level. Until we flip above that, I am inclined to see we just chop around here. All right, there break up of here, break out, another impulse move. I am inclined to say that we will have new all-time highs by the end of this month. Okay, so this is a very important level. If we have another candle like we did yesterday, we will see all-time highs by the end of this week. All right, so very important level. Keep your eye out on. If you're looking for any further move down, 63.4 to 5-ish, all the way down to 60K should be your focus or main points of interest, because I don't see us going down to these levels that I previously mentioned until the 60K level is lost. Okay, there you go. 60K level is lost, then we will, in my opinion, we will for sure see a sweep of these lows. But again, you're going to play the range until broken. And although, Bitcoin looks like it's in a bull flag, it is not. This is not a bull flag. This is just a downward channel. Okay. Downward channel. Um, bull flag would have been a little bit more like horizontal, and like a falling wedge would be more steeper. So this is in between. This is just a downward channel. Again, we see the importance of this level even on the weekly level, right? So closes above here, very, very important. Um, and then we're looking for that huge impulse up, then it would signify the bottom's in. Otherwise, again, even if I were to clear these, right, we just see one sec. Here is our daily range, right? Highs. You have new lows here. Okay, so the range has shifted. Okay, if we were to go back to, like, let's say, here, then this is our range highs, this is our range lows. We had a deviation, but the fact that we are all the way here, here is our range lows. Okay, this would most likely be our mid range. Again, that's 63.5K level, and then here is our range highs. Right? These are the levels that you need to have on your charts. So I'm just going to post this in chats. Okay, and we're going to focus on these levels only. Now you have your sub levels of the ones that I told you about, the 60K. Okay, below that, you're just playing this range here. Above this, you're just playing this range, mid-range back to highs. Okay, so If you're not in any positions currently, I would not short here. You had your chance to short at 67.2, and it gave you a nice almost 4% move down. This is not an area to short yet. If anything, you will short at the range highs or around 70K. Okay, but this is not an area to short. But also, this is not an area too long. Okay, the long areas will be like there's nothing here on a higher time frame, 63.3 to 5K. But if you go to a lower time frame, right, if you're trying to look for scalps, then you're going to go for this order block. Let's remove this magical squiggle. And you're looking for something like this. I don't like that candle on a lower time frame, but if you're gonna get into something low time frame, probably something like that. Okay, I'm not taking this, by the way. These are for the degens that can't wait for ranges to properly form after a big move up. Okay. Okay. So that's Bitcoin. Let's take a look at ETH. Same type of play that the reasoning why I took this one is the same exact reason as why I took the entry for Bitcoin. All right, and the reason for that is because resistance, right, went up, flipped it to support, right, broke down, broke back up, so entry would have been there, and then DCAs, and again, like this has not broken and into anything significant to be considered, a move up, right? Because if we take a look at this, this is just putting in. Okay, this was the first higher high, but again, it failed to break this previous higher low structure. And I always take a look at it on a line chart. There is your high, right? So we have failed to break above it. Until we do so, we don't have a break of structure, but we have a potential inverse head and shoulders on a diagonal viewpoint. All right. So how to play this? You want to wait until the breakout happens. See how we just rejected again from that downtrend. Breakout happens. Retest, hold. Most likely a move like that. Very tight, maybe. I mean, you can have a tighter stop loss if you want. Placing your stop loss below this wick is going to be very right, depending on where the retest happens. But if we're taking a look at this on the daily, yes, you can place your stop loss there. It's a tighter, it's a tighter stop loss. For swing plays, I probably place it below this support and then target 3K. First TP would come at this resistance area, and then TP2. Okay, this would be a swing, about a 2.5 hour trade. But ETH compared to Bitcoin is relatively weaker. We haven't, like, this is not a break of structure for me. These higher highs don't mean shit until we break above this previous lower high, right? Just like Bitcoin did. Okay. See how we were putting in. Oh, here we go. See how lower low, lower high. Here is a lower low. If you take a look at this on a line chart, it actually is a lower low. Okay, it is lower than that one. Back to candles. Okay, see how we broke above the lower high, put in another higher high. That is what I'm looking for on ETH. Okay, we have not done that. So ETH hasn't really garnered my attention as much as Bitcoin has, although I do want to have exposure because eventually, all shitcoins will run. Okay. Last but not least, the Soul Queef Tart coin. All right. Okay. So let's take this coin, and instead of a single resistance area, we put in a resistance zone. All right. I don't hate ETH. I like ETH better than Soul. I hate Soul because their community is brain dead individuals with no lives living in their grandma's basement trying to make magical internet coins and scamming people. Ooh, I need to breathe there. Okay, so break above this level, very, very key level, go higher, right? But again, there's your high that we need to break above. Okay. If that happens, you're most likely going to enter uh, something like that. You have an inverse head and shoulders as well, right? So above that, I mean, you have a double bottom here. There's so much going on with this coin. Very strong. Break above, you most likely will target like 180. So break above this level, you have a clear invalidation and a 3R trade to about 180, which we do have supply zone. Probably stronger on the daily. Nope, 4 hour. Okay, so something like that if we get above this level. Okay, otherwise, I'm not saying we're going to get it, but there's a very strong demand zone here, which that's around where I have my DCA for my spot. But this would be a scalp play, and you're going to, even if it comes back down there, right, it should be okay. We have an SR area. This is a coin where you don't really have to front run because volatility is there, right? So something like that with a tight stop loss targeting back around 158. I definitely don't have a crush on Soul. It is the most hated coin for me, and then XRP. But I still do trade it because I love making money. All right, now we're in an uptrend. It doesn't make sense for me to short. Shorts should have happened already, or from higher. I actually did get wrecked shorting, so I'm not going to be doing that again. Until market structure is broken, you're going to long every pullback and go from there. Bitcoin looks like it's taking a dip. This is a very important close today on Bitcoin. All right, so keep your eye out on that. What's up, Justine? Okay, now I'm going to open up discussions for you guys to give me coins. And I knew Sui was going to be the first one that everyone decided to pick. Let's put this out there first. My spot has not filled yet, but let's take a look at everything on a perp chart. They're eating the moondang. All right. Okay. This is what I do not want to see on Sui. We took out the highs. Okay. And for those that took, my call, I said if you are taking leverage trades, you want to take around 2.18, 2.17, and that was the retest of the highs on a lower time frame, and this gave you about an 8% move. Now, going to a higher time frame, we took it out, deviated back under. Now you have to take a look to see if we are going to turn the highs into resistance. So if we do this, okay, this most likely goes down. All right. My dog is going crazy, so excuse the barking. Okay. So it is still putting in higher highs and higher lows. So the trend has not been broken on this. But, okay, this is a bounce point for SUI here. Okay, we have a demand zone here. So, for those that are itching to get into a trade, the R&R is not great at all, but this would be your trade, all right? Probably DCA within this zone. Actually, something like that, okay? Because we have a supply zone here, and I'm not saying to short, but again, I'm just giving out options here. This would be the Arshimoto pattern, or the bearish Quasimodo. Let me get an image of that since I love sharing this so much. One sec. Okay. All right. So higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, back into here would be a great short opportunity. But again, this coin is strong, right? It just went into price discovery recently, so don't discount the strength of getting back above this level. But TA wise, it is a perfect setup to take. All right. So let me share this as well. Okay. Moondang. What on God green earth fuck is this? All right. Okay. Mexi chart. Not by much, but there's another one. However, 4 hour, if we can close above, let me get this correct. Okay. That looks like, what is that? Oh, it's a spot chart. Ah, okay. Okay, so demand zone, it already got filled. So this liquidity might be like, this is why we would be burst through it. It honestly needs to hold here. Like, this is the same level that I had drawn on the perp chart. Close above this, right? Then we have an SFP. And, I mean, this is probably on a liquid shitcoin, right? So the play would be something like this. Into supply. The risk to reward isn't great here because it's such a liquid shitcoin. TP1, TP2 here, TP3 at the top. It's just not a. I mean, if you can get this here, that's the. I mean, weak. This will be a weak level of bounce. This would be your stronger bounce. Why? More consolidation, clearer range formed. So that would be the area that I would be looking to buy if we get another 50% discount from here. Okay, but if we're taking a look at the perp chart, let's assume this is the perp chart. If this closes like this currently, right, then this would be your setup. It's just a very, very wide stop loss. If you want a tighter stop, then you can go for it. But if you're taking an SFP type play, that's how you would take it. Stop below the wick, but tighter stop would be as such. Do not do not buy this right now. It's a confirmation type trade. For me on the daily. But that's a terrible candle. So, very, very risky. Popcat. You guys really love your meme coins, don't you? Okay. One sec. Where is... Let's do this. Okay. So, in my opinion, this was a failed price discovery run on this coin. This probably at some point put in a bearish divergence. And now it's putting in a giant rising wedge. It makes sense to bounce from here. Otherwise, you have this giant OB. Okay. I mean, if we get this, and I'm still waiting for this, I haven't given this call out because I really don't want to have a whole bunch of memes in my portfolio at this moment. I'd rather focus on the large caps moving. If we get this move down to here, okay, this would be a spot play. I'd be looking to buy that retest and go from there. It will be another higher low at that point, and then hopefully we run much higher. Okay, so this, as long as we don't close on this impulse of below 90 cents on the daily, this should run higher. Okay, but this looks like a giant rising wedge. We do have support here, so it makes sense to, I mean, it already bounced from there. Let me see, lower time frame gave 6% move. This candle doesn't really show me strength, but depends on Bitcoin, right? If you want a long right now, tight stops below here. Target 1.43. Bitcoin goes down. Alts actually will take a deeper hit. How is Bitcoin dominance doing? Look at that. Okay, Bitcoin dominance increasing. However, if we close below that SFP, Bitcoin dominance will take maybe a hit, allow alts to run for a little bit, but this is showing strength. Like I mean, look at this. Okay, weekly is a wickless candle. All right, weekly strength. Low time frame, 4 hour looks a little bit weak, But my ultimate target for this is around 60%. Hopefully reject from there, and then alts will run. Um, but even USDT dominance here, which is inversely correlated. So if this looks bullish, right, crypto is bearish, and if this looks bearish, crypto is bullish. We are on support here, right? But it's a I haven't updated this chart in a while. Look at this. We actually have a head and shoulders here. Close below, turn this into resistance, right? We have technical targets of a 20% move down, which should set up for a very interesting rally into the elections if this happens. We also have not broken the trend yet, right? So this is doing its thing. It's at a honestly, it's do or die here for this. We want this to die so we can do. USDT plus USDC. Yeah, I used to do USDC. Um, Gotcha. I did not know they were delisting in Europe. No, I know. I didn't. When did that come out? I've honestly been gone for the longest time, so I don't. It's the same chart. These will usually mimic each other, right? Like they have to. I don't see any difference. So it's stables. Basically, it's going to mimic. So um, I'll keep an eye out on that. Thank you, though. I did not know. Oh, last week. Makes sense. I was gone. Popcat. Did I post the chart for Popcat? What chart did I use? Nope. Nope. I think it was KuCoin. Yeah, there we go. So I'll post both of these. And we'll get to the daily. If we get this, I have my limit set. I'll probably call it when we get closer to it, but I'm not gonna leave these because a lot of people don't leave limits. Limits are the best thing. Okay, let me see. Did I miss a coin here? Popcat. Michi. I've never heard of this coin. If I see the chart and it's ugly, I'm moving on. What in the fuck? You guys need better things to do. This looks like absolute dog shit. The liquidity. One sec. Okay, if you really want to buy this coin, I'd wait until this level is slipped to support. We can see multiple rejections from here. The more we touch it, the weaker it's going to be. We also have, okay, a potential double top forming. So, um, I mean, with coins like this that have wicks like this that are super liquid, right? I can't really give entries because I, like if we're going to enter it, most likely this would be the area. But because these are so liquid, these wicks will just go below stop losses. So these are coins I personally will never trade in my life. Um, but this would be most likely your setup, right? Another here. Hopefully we don't close below the trend line, but you're going to play it. Otherwise, if we were to draw some fibs, yeah, it lines up perfectly with the golden pocket slash 786 fib, and that would be the setup. Now, if this breaks out, that's the technical target. Break above. I would love a break above here, but technically break above here is how you would play it. This would be, again, that's the daily break above there. Then this would have a completely separate setup. I just can't give that to you because I don't know where to place the stop. We don't have enough data to do so. Okay, you probably have to go to a lower time frame to find that stop, and most likely it would be there. So something like that. Okay. It's an ascending triangle pattern, right? It's getting weaker and weaker, but if this candle closes like that, it just tells me that we have a double top forming. ARB. I actually have not seen ARB in probably like, when did I do this last? July. Obviously it failed. Yikes. You know, when this coin came out along with Sui and Sei, they used to run together, right? However, this looks decent. Now it's going to be a slow mover, but, right, we had a double bottom here. Here's your range, actually, right? Why do I have... Okay, so here's your range. Here's your range highs. Okay, we broke above here. We're putting in a higher low. Again, shorting range highs makes sense, right? You have the reversal of the golden pocket, and you're going to play the range until broken, but you're also going to long range lows until broken. Order block. Separate if we get it. Now this would be a triple tap setup, right? Triple bottom formation. Now the triple tap, by the way, could go and take out these lows. So this would be a soft stop loss. You go in very light, hopefully takes out the lows, reclaims these lows here. You add more to your position, place the stop loss below the wick, and you play to range highs. Here is mid-range. There's mid-range. Yeah, makes sense. Yep. So those are your plays for ARB. Jasmy. Looks like ARB. Looks exactly like ARB. This one actually did put in the triple bottom formation. Now, not exactly, I'm not counting this wick. However, this is support. Okay, so let's put out our range highs here. Let's focus on that range. Here is our mid-range. Whoops. Wow, how convenient that this golden pocket was right that fair value gap. I'm not saying that we are going to get down there, but remember, right now everything is dependent on Bitcoin. This looks like it wants to pop. Interesting. Just needs to get above mid-range or come back down, and this could go. Get above mid-range, we'll most likely look into a retest. Did anyone give out Jasmy? Oh yeah, see, even on a lower time frame, it filled that perfectly. Jasmy looks good. Um, I'd still short range highs, right? Like you're gonna short it until proven wrong. I wouldn't place my stop loss there. I'd probably have a tighter stop. Play it that way. Yep, Jasmy looks decent. That already played like this order block already got filled perfectly. But any dips into it, I think is a buy. Cat. Dude, cat. Don't call me a dude. I'm going in order. I identify as non-binary. Alright. It's at resistance. I wouldn't do anything right here. Oh god, Caleb's in chat. He's gonna roast me for saying I'm non-binary. Alright. It's at resistance here. We have broken from I have no idea what this is, man. I don't trade this garbage. Looks like shit. I went from trading, Sol, ETH, Bitcoin to looking at animal coins. Um, yeah, so this has a lot of confluence with bidding at the what do you call it? The trend line here. So if we get this dip put into another higher low, we have broken from the structure, so it is going upside. But these candles, looks like Hanukkah. Um, Rejection. If you really want to get this, something like that. but I don't know what this coin's going to do. I just know that, if Satoshi was living, he'd commit suicide again or die again. This wasn't his vision. Um, I'll pose this chart though. Okay. I'm going through everything in order, so if I don't get to it, I will. Michelada. Moo. Nothing has changed from my call yet. Gave you guys a 30%er, like, super quick. But again, this coin, it hasn't moved as much as I want it to. So if we take a look at the previous, like, moves here, right? Like, if we take a look at this, technical targets of this breakout, right, were 150%. Didn't hit. Technical move here played out perfectly to a T. Okay, I still think this goes higher. It is consolidating very, very well in this range above this support area. So if this comes back anywhere within this buy zone, you can definitely go ahead and buy. I've moved my stop losses to break even after that 30% move. But above this line, let's do this. Above this line, above 60, I'm not going to say all the zeros, but above 61.75, the party starts. All right. I don't think it's going to pull like a move like this, right? Above that resistance. See how we went above this resistance here, right? Huge move up, came back to retest. Then we get this giant Giga Ultra Green Dildo candle, trademark. Same thing will happen in my opinion. All right, so keep your eye on this. Buy anything down here, above here. Look for a flip like this, and then a move up. Other than that, this is more of a slow mover. Yes, you can get nice swings from it, but I think this is just a buy and hold type of trade. Can you check out GigaChad? That sounds like a meme coin that's not even on Dex's. Or sorry, of course Mexi has it. Nah, it's the only coin that only chart that has it. Not worth my time. Sorry. What is Reef? How long was I fucking gone for? Oh my god. Next. All right. Say. So let me show my spot chart really quickly. I still have these bids here. Whoa. The reason why I haven't moved them is because, like, Sui had the move up, right? And I'm in my channel. I said that Say and Sui back in the day used to move. It used to be simultaneously, right? Sui had the move up, broke all-time highs, went to price discovery, came back down to earth. Say currently, right, double top. This is a disgusting bearish engulfing candle, but I still like these bids for a retest of this breakout and this order block here, so this SR point. So I'm going to keep it. I still think this play happens out. This is not a leverage play. I would play this on spot, right? These are the entries. So entry DCA DCA2, and then hopefully we get all of them fill. Bitcoin settles for a little bit. Bitcoin dominance rejects from 60. USDT dominance, dips, and these coins, the new shiny coins of this cycle continue to run. But we have to take a look at this supply zone here. So the reason why we haven't moved is this giant supply zone here. It's going to be tough, but if we can get above the 60 cent or this 58 cent level, honestly, nothing will stop this for about like a 60 to 70% move from here. Okay, I think it'll go back there. So it's more of a patience game. This will run. Just be patient. I'm waiting for these bits to fill. Otherwise, I will buy. Let me remove this giant red. I will buy above here. If we can flip it, stop loss somewhere there, and target these highs first. But again, giant supply zone here, so this will be a slow mover. Expect a few more rejections, and then we go a little bit higher. But this is, a terrible candle. I just, whenever we have a bearish engulfing candle, which we haven't really had until, see, here's a bearish engulfing candle, dip. Bearish engulfing candle, dip, right? This is like one of the first bearish engulfing candles that I like. Same thing here, right? I don't see anything here, but this is the first bearish engulfing candle in a while. So expect a dip in my opinion. I'll post this chart, but the actual play is in my channel. IMX. I'm at IMX right now with What's Up Jesus. And I will, after this, please don't enter any more coins. I'm going to take a look at 5 more coins, do a quick speed run, and then I got to head back to work. Alright? Last time I charted this was November of 23. Alright. So this looks like Bitcoin. Okay, look. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher high. Okay. These are just making lower high, lower low, lower high, and higher high, higher high, higher high. We broke above the lower high, came back to make another higher high. So this honestly looks decent structure-wise. Sorry, one sec. Let me get rid of these. Whoa. As long as it stays above 138-ish. Okay. But it needs to hold right here. Hold here. If we're taking a look at areas of rejection, order block slash supply, very, very tight stop loss. You play it down to support. Okay. Yeah, this is also a strong resistance area that we currently are at. See how it was support, lost it, resistance, resistance, rejection, deviation. Yeah, everything's a range, right? You want to play the range. The range is the most effective type of trade that you can take. So above these highs, okay, should get a small rejection there, but above these highs, acceptance above, and we flip it into support, notice how there was really, outside of this flip here, nothing really going for it. Small. Lost it, turned to resistance. Above this, we should go higher. How much higher? Not sure. Got to take a look at the BTC pairing if it has one. Not a great daily candle. Looks exactly like the USDT pairing. One can argue that this looks like another, whoops, bear flag, right? Not as tight and defined as this one, but so we gotta see. Honestly, though, USDT pairing looks like it wants to move up, but we are at the sole mercy of Bitcoin currently. So if you want to buy, I would wait until you just don't want to see this be a lower high on this impulse here, right? If this is your last higher high, higher low, you don't want this to be a lower high here. Then you buy there. Something like that. Okay. WLD. When was the last time I charted this? June. Caleb. The Unity team's always 10 steps ahead. Oh, insider info, huh? Okay, so it's building a cup. Ooh, it's at a very, very strong, interesting point here. Maybe a daily flip. That candle's disgusting, though. I have to go to a lower time frame. I don't see anything on a higher. I don't like that. I'd buy that retest. Probably something like this. Is it pumping because of like some type of news? Speaking 2 days in San Fran. Okay. It's an AI type coin, so buy points. Now this would be most likely a spot play because of where we are, but daily looks like get above here, then we could, have some room to run because I mean, we are at resistance here, but the next strong resistance doesn't come until around $3. That's about a 26% move. The I guess the weakening point of this trade here is there is no really strong support. We have an SR here, but the next strong support doesn't come until like $1.92ish. So it's a wide gap between resistance and support, and nothing in between until the strong support here. So it's a very, very risky trade. If it's FA based, right, maybe this can pump. I'm not really following it, but if you're looking for a retrace, 219 would be a good area to get into. Buy all the way down to 192 and target $3 on spot. Leverage is a little bit risky because yes, you can get into it here, but your stop placement's going to be tough. Like there's no really a strong reason to place a stop around 205. So leverage is tough. I most likely buy spot on this one. So something like that. Close below here on the daily. That's where you get in or get out. I'm reading. You will be trading only memes soon. No, thank you. Whiff. So this is coin number 2. We rejected where we had to. If the daily closes like this, it's going to be a bearish engulfing candle. Um, this looks like a rising wedge. Okay. Um, Most likely a bearish engulfing, or sorry, there was some type of bearish divergence as well. But lose this, turn it into resistance. Your setup would look something like this. Targeting technically um, maybe see a relief bounce around 243-ish. I wouldn't long this right now. Nah, even the long is not great because if we come back down there, right, we've lost market structure, we lost the trend unless we reclaim it. So uh, I honestly don't know where to get into this coin. And we can take fibs from here to there. And we can take fibs from here to there. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't play the golden pocket here. I'd play the 786. Shout out lettuce. And target around 260. So it's about a 3-hour trade. Otherwise, you're going to buy around $2.20. Lose $2.20. This probably trades back under $2. Actually, under 180. We have bearish OB. Shorting there also makes sense. Now, again, another Quasimodo pattern, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. This hasn't made a lower low yet, so come back down here, right? That's why I have the long to like shorting here makes sense. Made into another lower high and then a Quasimodo down. Don't know what EGN is. ENS. EGN just sounds like another meme coin. I'm done trading or charting meme coins. Interessante. A lot of clean ranges on actual good coins. These um these look the same. Like a lot of right they filled. Same with Jasmine. Um, one that hasn't filled is this. Actually, this that filled as well. Few plays here, and a lot look the same, right? Because multiple support touches. This one's a little bit riskier trade on the downside. Enter in light, see if these lows are taken, and then once this is reclaimed, then you can add more to your position. But this is just range bound. Until this is flipped to support, there's no reason to long. Maybe a dip back down into here, and for a move up. Most of these charts will look like actual good coins that are moving up with Bitcoin will look like this. Okay. You said weekly. One of the alts that's uptrending in between the daily and the weekly. Ah, yeah. Weekly looks good. Do you have what? Is this a 3 drive? 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, we should get that third move, right? Not a clean 3 drive because it's not really in an uptrend, right? Like I would prefer it like this if it was up and then doing something like that. But low risk, low reward, low risk, high reward area to do something like this on the weekly. Yeah, this looks good. Weekly better. I'm gonna put this there. Tia and Maker. Did you hear that sigh of disappointment in this coin? Okay, let's put those levels out. Let's go to a lower time frame. We got a little demand zone. That demand zone got filled. Yeah, that would be one entry. I don't want it to come back down here again. So this needs to hold. Shorts. Again, you're going to short range high until proven wrong. Have a little bit of... Not that high. Yeah, something like that. Otherwise, we get, I don't think you'll get 450 until, unless Bitcoin completely nukes. Um, but this OB looks good too. I just don't want it to go that low. Something like that. Let me post different time frames here. MKR. Yikes. Did this get hacked or something? The whole market's up except this coin. I'm confusion. 12.28. Wow. We are in demand zone. What happened? Shocking. If this weekly candle closes like this, it's a buy. Otherwise, we're in demand zone, so this all the way down to 12.28 needs to hold. Close below this level, then we're going back into the range of the previous cycle, which is sad. Dino coin. Um, honestly, like this would be your setup. That would be your setup. Weekly, um, close below here. Then yeah, that's your confirmation. Okay. Agent layer looks terrible. I'm reading. One sec. There's A3 drives on Maker. What time frame? Oh. Do you like your 3 drives parallel, or do you not care? Like for me, if I'm looking at a 3 drive pattern, like for example, like I want mine to be one sec. Right, like parallel like that. So we have right 1, 2, 3, and then up. Meanwhile, the bearish, right, 1, 2, 3, and sell. Oh, fibs. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I look at the ratios as well, but when it's parallel, it tells me that it's going to be stronger than something like this. This is, I mean, um, it was doing so well of a possible bullish divergence, right? Price making lower lows, RSI making higher highs, but then maybe this can run. RSI super oversold. Yeah, Popcat's also a shitcoin, but so is this. This would be the setup, right? Like, I don't want to see a weekly close below. Hold on, let me see this on a weekly. Oh yeah, there's no divergence on a weekly. All right, I'm gonna stop recording here.